Hello, everyone. Great to be here virtually with everyone today. I'll admit this is my first conference talk in a virtual setting, so it'll be interesting for all of us. I want to thank the Brain Exchange and the organizers of EWTS for this opportunity to talk about commercial AR/VR. In today's presentation, as my title slide indicates, I'll be talking about how to future-proof your enterprise AR and VR deployments by thinking about platform-based solutions. So quickly, a bit about me. I'm the software product manager for ThinkReality at Lenovo, which means I oversee software roadmaps for all parts of our offering, including developer tools, cloud services and portals, device software, and even third-party integrated applications. I've been at Lenovo for about a year now. Prior to Lenovo, I was a software product manager for Epson for almost 4 years, where I helped to manage their AR smart glasses business called Moveria, which some of you may have heard of. Altogether, I've been in the AR space for about 5 years, and this is my fourth EWTS. In terms of an agenda, here's a quick summary of my presentation. So we'll start with a recap of what has been the commercial AR story or narrative over the past few years, as I've seen it. I'll mention briefly what some POC successes and case studies have looked like over that span, including for Lenovo. No presentation I think this week will be complete without at least one mention of COVID, I'm sure. So I'll do my part and talk about COVID impacts on commercial AR and VR and share some insights from Lenovo on this topic. And then I'll pose what I think is the current hot topic in commercial AR VR deployments, which is how to future-proof your deployment. This is not necessarily a new question, as much as it is a case of this now being more important than some previous questions, like what apps or devices to try out. Lastly, I'll introduce you all to Lenovo's platform-based commercial AR/VR solution called ThinkReality, and talk about how a platform-based approach sets companies up for long-term success. By the way, I tend to skew very heavily on the AR side as opposed to VR, and in fact, since this track is remote expert and guided work instructions, I'll likely do the same here. Just know that a lot of what I talk about applies to both, and if you have any questions on that front during the Q&A portion, feel free to ask. So the familiar commercial AR story I referenced earlier, the one we've talked about at shows like EWTS over the past few years, in some ways is the digital transformation story. Companies responding to market forces to evolve business processes, business models, come up with new business domains, and really alter their organizational structure themselves. All, of course, to stay relevant, competitive, and in this tough climate, to stay alive. AR as an innovative technology is seen as a way to make enterprise solutions scalable, efficient, effective, and to ensure long-term success. So a number of market trends have been used over the past few years as a way to make the case for commercial AR/VR, and with very good reason. Obviously, I wouldn't be in this space if I didn't also subscribe to this thinking. There's this trend on the growing global manufacturing workforce deficit and the unrealized net output of manufacturing as a result. According to Korn Ferry, we're projected to see unrealized output due to shrinking manufacturing workforce increase in the hundreds of billions of dollars in this next decade. This creates the need for more effective operations, smarter workers, smarter factories, and better onboarding practices for new hires. This trend is likely something everybody has seen or heard of by now. There's a real skilled worker shortage here in the US and globally. This, of course, being just one graphic and study by PwC with data from the US Census. But skilled workers are aging and they're retiring. And quite frankly, they're not being backfilled fast enough. This again raises the need for more effective onboarding practices and operations. And it also raises the need for companies to have better portability of their expert resources to maximize their utility. We'll talk about a bit more about this later. Lastly, in terms of trends, this is another somewhat obvious one. The skilled workforce is becoming younger and more millennial heavy. Same study by PwC says 75% of skilled workforce will be millennial by 2023. The implications of that are significant because of millennials' predispositions. For example, majority of millennials take into account how technologically advanced and innovative a company is when choosing a job. This creates the need, of course, for companies to remain tech competitive to both retain and recruit talent. AR/VR, of course, being very innovative, is certainly a great draw for this demographic. So what we've seen emerge in the past few years are very good fitting applications of AR and VR, like these AR use cases here. This being a remote expert and guided workflows track, most members of the audience have already heard plenty about these, but it's good to reiterate their importance. these are pretty widely believed to be the principal use cases for commercial AR, with remote assistance and guided work instructions sitting very clearly at the top of the order. You can imagine in product assembly and product maintenance, an operator would benefit from guided work instructions in an HMD where they can interact in a hands-free way. Or for equipment maintenance, for example, being able to collaborate with an expert resource somewhere in real time makes repairs quicker and less error-prone. So these applications or use cases, they span a variety of verticals, obviously many more than are pictured here, but these are some of the principal verticals: healthcare, manufacturing, and energy. We're actively engaging with many customers in these sectors, as well as others, such as semiconductor. Which brings me to some case studies. The good news is that many companies have seen real successes in deploying AR, VR commercially in various sizes. Most of them POC, although there have been many large-scale deployments as well. We at Lenovo, in our relatively brief history, have had great success deploying commercial AR solutions like remote expert and guided workflows. I'll get to the Lenovo ThinkReality solution in a bit, but first, a quick summary of a couple case studies, albeit anonymous to respect our customers' privacy. So first, this one. This is a global semiconductor company. They had a real need for ensuring business continuity at their fabs globally during this pandemic. They were dealing with a couple challenges related to limited expert resources and travel restrictions that made it hard to transport these expert resources in response to critical issues. And so what happened, and what we helped them to do, is to quickly deploy our remote expert solution. The major benefits to them being that the solution itself was turnkey and easy to deploy, and it met one of their core requirements, which is to support both HMDs, so headsets, as well as mobile devices, phones and tablets. In the end, they were able to realize reduced downtime of their fab operations, their clean room operations. They were able to reduce the need for travel of their expert resources, and they were able to resolve issues quicker. Another one of our success stories comes from the aviation industry. This one, a leading global airline. The issue they were experiencing is that they needed better upskilling of their engineers responsible for repairing pilot windows on aircrafts. They have a limited number of knowledgeable field engineers and needed to quickly and efficiently train up new ones. So what we helped them to do is to deploy a guided workflow solution. Again, the idea was a turnkey, easy to deploy solution that supports both HMDs and mobile devices. The main benefits that they were able to achieve and realize were they now had a real-time, on-demand guided work instruction solution for their entry-level field engineers. This helped them realize a reduction in errors, as well as realize faster ramp-up time of new hires. So cut the training time down. Ultimately, they were able to reduce aircraft downtime, which for them meant millions of dollars. More broadly, many of the analysts that we work with at Lenovo and represented here at EWTS have reported great KPI improvements across the board, such as in warehouse settings, approximately 15 to 35% productivity gains, mostly in the pick and pack setting. In manufacturing, error rate drops to near 0% as a result of guided work instructions deployments. And in field service, resolution time of maintenance decreased by 30 to 40% as a result of remote expert applications. So lots of great improvements reported really throughout. And then we have COVID. Really the net result of COVID is an acceleration of the trends we've been seeing already. A recent Fortune survey showed that a majority of enterprise CEOs agreed that the current health crisis would accelerate technological innovation and apply pressure on companies to respond with new and improved solutions. Additionally, there are new or amplified challenges that COVID has brought, namely travel restrictions, which we've seen play out, and workspace restrictions. So companies are actually unable to send their employees back to the office or back to the factory, and in some cases limiting the number of employees they're able to send back, which is limiting operations. All in all, what we're seeing emerge is that in terms of use cases, there's still a higher priority on remote expert and workflow use case and applications. These are without a doubt, the principal use cases in commercial AR. VR training is right up there with them, but of course we'll leave the VR topic for another discussion. Moving forward, companies will almost be forced to demonstrate ROI of commercial AR and VR, as there will be a lot of internal and external pressures applied in order to ensure business continuity, especially under the stress of COVID, political challenges, and market challenges to come. So where do you, as your company's ambassadors, go from here? Instinct says to explore and experiment with all the different devices and solutions out there. And there are a lot. Each of them comes with its own set of benefits, as well as challenges and hurdles. At a high level, this slide tries to capture the hurdles of enterprise deployment of commercial AR and VR solutions in two categories. This is what stands between, on the one hand, enterprise business units and innovation labs, and on the other hand, successful production deployment. The challenges can be grouped into corporate hurdles, things like getting past IT security requirements, procurement requirements, legal contracts and agreements, all of the big company red tape. And the second set of challenges is really about the fragmentation of the XR industry. How do you choose between hardware, AR versus VR, mobile versus PC, monocular versus binocular? And when you finally get past hardware, how do you decide on the right application or the right solution that integrates with your existing systems? In order to introduce Lenovo's ThinkReality, I'll share how we're approaching these sets of challenges that enterprises are facing. We like to think of our Lenovo brand as addressing the first set of challenges, the corporate hurdles. We already have existing relationships with nearly every Fortune 500 company. We've gotten past IT, legal, and procurement hurdles already. AR, VR, for us, is really an add-on to our already provided services to our customers. And we aim for our ThinkReality brand, which is our platform-based solution for AR, VR, to address the second set of challenges, namely the fragmented XR space. So let's get into what ThinkReality is and what a platform-based solution looks like. So here's a snapshot of ThinkReality, Lenovo's platform-based end-to-end solution for commercial AR, VR. The one obvious point I'll make up front is that we're more than just hardware devices, which many might assume given our PC, mobile, and servers businesses. Our solution is comprised of three pillars: software, hardware, and services. On the software front, we provide development tools, including SDKs, sample applications, and mixed reality support for customers to quickly build and deploy custom solutions. We provide a cloud platform and cloud services, including, most importantly, a management portal for centrally managing AR and VR deployments. So this means being able to manage users, devices, applications, files, and data all from one place. And we also provide turnkey applications, solutions that power remote expert and guided workflow applications. We've partnered with the best-in-class turnkey solution providers to make sure our customers have a clear and easy path to deployment. These are what we call ThinkReality certified solutions, and I'll actually provide an example of one in just a bit. On the hardware front, the main point I want to drive home is that although we at Lenovo are working on state-of-the-art devices, including our ThinkReality A6 AR device and our Mirage VR S3 VR device, we aim to be device agnostic. And so we're actively working to integrate with third-party devices to enable us to serve as a one-stop shop for our customers. We support AR and VR devices, mobile and HMD devices, Lenovo, and third-party devices. And lastly, on the services front, we realize that deployment doesn't stop at having a good application that works on a headset or a phone. Companies have existing systems to integrate with. Maybe all SOPs are stored on a proprietary database, and they don't want to have to recreate every SOP to deliver it on a new device. Lenovo's professional services offers development, integration, and support services depending on each customer's specific needs. So how does a platform approach make your company's deployment future-proof exactly? Well, it enables you to remain device agnostic. So no one wants to feel locked into a device long-term, especially given how quickly new devices are hitting the market. It makes you flexible in terms of both hardware and software by supporting interoperability. It's truly end-to-end, including integration services, which are often forgotten. And this particular platform offering by Lenovo allows you to pursue both build and buy paths. Today, your needs may be more buy, in terms of taking a turnkey solution. Tomorrow, you may want to build a custom solution to order, and we provide the tools to do that. So in the end, a platform-based solution future-proofs your deployment in the sense that you anticipate new devices, plan for flexibility on software, and have the necessary professional services capabilities to support your deployment today and in the future. So this being a remote expert and guided workflows track, I want to focus on our turnkey solutions component. Our ThinkReality certified solutions are really what enables companies to get rolling quickly as they are off the shelf. Specifically, I wanted to highlight our premier ThinkReality certified solution partner, Holoone, and their application called Sphere. So Sphere is a mixed reality solution that provides support for all of the major commercial AR use cases, including guided workflows through their task module, remote assistance through their expert module, and 3D visualization and collaboration through their Workspace module. The task module allows companies to easily build and deploy their SOPs on AR headsets, including ThinkReality A6, mobile devices, and PC. There's no coding required to build workflows, and they're easily deployed and managed via a web portal. And as I mentioned earlier, Lenovo professional services also make it possible to port existing SOPs from existing systems to the Sphere solution. The expert module enables real-time video and audio collaboration across the same set of devices, so A6 as well as other AR HMDs, mobile devices, both Android and iOS, and PC. Also, the Sphere solution supports files and 3D model sharing so that you can share media back and forth between experts and operators. And lastly, the Workspace module enables more immersive type of collaboration, including real-time 3D model visualization that can be viewed across devices simultaneously. So that's a brief introduction to ThinkReality for those that hadn't been introduced before. Really, the main point here is that it is a platform-based solution that is truly end-to-end. Lenovo really wants to be there every step of the way with our customers as they ramp up and deploy large-scale production AR, VR applications. And we believe really having a platform offering is what enables our customers to future-proof their deployments. To find out more about ThinkReality, please visit our website at lenovo.com/ThinkReality. Definitely visit our virtual booth. We'll have a number of our team members there to answer any questions you may have. And for those of you that are Lenovo global accounts, definitely get in contact with your Lenovo account rep if you have additional questions. Lastly, feel free to connect with me on LinkedIn and Twitter, and I'll pause here for questions. So thank you, everybody.